Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome to an airbrush review. I've been sent an airbrush out from a company. I'll give you the details all in the description, so if you wanted to pick one of these brushes up later on after this video you can do. So the brush that we are reviewing today is the AB-130a. This is a double action gravity fed airbrush and it comes under the finespray brushes. Now the brush itself is this one here. You get it in a cheap plastic box, and inside the box you will get your instructions. Now the actual instructions themselves tells you a little bit about the different brushes. So we've got the AB-130a, you get the A-130b, 130c, D, E, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4 and 0.5. Tells you a little bit about the actual brush. It's got like a little diagram of the brush and it can show you how you can sort of break the brush down. Tells you all in numbers there, needle, all the bits about the brush. So you get that inside the box, which is quite handy, so you can have a look at how your brush actually works. Now the brush itself is this one here. So this is a double action airbrush, so it's a down for air, back for paint. You've got your crown cap to the front, a cap on the top. This is a 7cc cup on it, so it's quite a big cup. You get quite a bit of paint in there. In the box as well you get a pipette, so you can get your paint out of a little pot, squeeze it into your cup if you wanted to. You get a little spanner for when you're breaking your brush down. This would be used to take certain parts of the brush apart. And then you get, for your airline, one of these. Now these ones here screw to the bottom of the brush like that, and then you would have to get an airline that you would sort of push on yourself and then put like a little Jubilee clip. So me personally, I would chuck that one back in the box. The actual site where you can get these brushes from, they do these connections which are a lot better. The little like bayonet quick connect. That screws to the bottom of this brush like that, and then you've got your standard airbrush line that you can clip in like that and you're good to go. It's a better connection. It's a lot easier to get on with than permanently having a hose attached to your airbrush. Just makes life a lot easier. So the actual brush feels nice in your hand, comfortable. You've got that nice piece of the bottom part. I like these on the brushes. You usually see these on Iwata's. You get that extra bit of body there with the slope, and that's comfortable for your finger to sit in. The trigger feels quite springy. It's a new brush. After time this will soften up and make it a little bit softer. Quite springy pulling back. You can feel the tension in the spring, but you do with most new brushes, whether they're expensive ones or cheap ones, the springs can feel quite stiff when you first get them. So all in all, the feel feels quite nice. Not a heavy brush. These are, with it being the cheaper brush, they don't use as good a like steels and metals like in your high-end brushes. You know the difference when you pick another brush up. I've got an H&S here, and the weight of the H&S is like, it's a lot heavier, but this is a more expensive brush. This one's coming in over £100. The price of this brush I've got in my hand is £20, guys. So we'll see what this £20 airbrush is like with some paint down its neck. So pop your cap off. We'll grab some paint and I will take you through a little demo with the AB-130a. So we've got a little bit of golden acrylic in there. We're running this at 25 psi. So we'll just do some dots. So that's full back on the trigger. It's atomising nice. You've got a nice soft atomisation on these dots working down. We'll try and get down a little bit smaller. Tiny little dots. So the trigger response is good. You're not sort of moving the trigger back and then you're thinking, oh, is that paint going to come out? The paint is bang on point. It's working and coming out nice. So the trigger response, it works. Nice lines. Atomises nice. It works, guys. Now, because I've been in the airbrush industry quite a while and I've got expensive brushes, I've got some brushes that are like up to £400. I know what a good brush feels like. Now, if I was an absolute beginner again and the person that taught me went, right, here's your airbrush, and I picked this one up for the first time, I wouldn't think this brush would be £20. In my eyes, you'd be thinking, oh crikey, he's giving this airbrush to use and, well, it's working. You'd think that this would be the £100 brush in your hand or the £200 brush in your hand, but it's only until you've experienced and been in the industry for as long as I have and used other brushes, then you get to feel what an expensive brush can do. But when you're an absolute beginner, to have this brush as a beginner, I would have been more than happy with that as a beginner when I was starting out. Absolutely over the moon with it because it works and it gets you airbrushing. It's doing what all the other airbrushes do. It's getting the paint down, it's getting nice down on detail, it atomises nice, it puts good coverage down, it works absolutely fine. Absolutely fine, guys, it really is. This one is an opaque, and I put a little bit of water in it just to thin it down and make it flow a little bit better, but no dramas whatsoever. Nice trigger response. You can get some nice fading with it. Not a problem. It works, guys. For 20 quid. 20 quid, stick it on your Christmas list. Even if you're an experienced airbrusher and you've got your really expensive Micron or whatever, if you wanted a decent little hack brush to get you some paint down when your Micron's stripped down and cleaning and you wanted to just blast some paint down, 20 quid. You can't go wrong. You really can't. I'd buy it. I've been sent it, but after demoing this, it is worth 20 quid of anyone's money. It really is. Now, the only downside to this brush is they're not a solvent washer to the front. If you're a beginner, it's not a problem. Use your acrylic paints, but don't go chucking solvents down its neck because you will, the little rubber O-ring on the front that seals your nozzle to the body, it's rubber. Now, if you're pushing solvents through it all the time, it will destroy that little rubber O-ring at the front. But if you're using like the mild airbrush cleaners, it will be absolutely fine. And you're using acrylics and things like that. But there's always a way around it, guys, and I've sussed that already. Because before I did the demo, I had the brush in bits, sitting down in the lounge, having a good look at it, and the actual rubber O-ring on the front of these, I've not tried it, but I've had a look. The H&S front end with the solvent proof like washer to the front of their nozzle will fit this. So I'm going to try this. I'm just going to use this with solvents. I'll test it and I'll keep you updated, see how long it lasts, I'll be blasting solvent through it and through it. I'll stick thinners through it when I'm cleaning through now. This is thinners going through it, just blasting it through. I'll see how long the actual washer in the front lasts, and then I'll do an update on this for you with the H&S O-ring to the front, and then that will turn this front end of the brush to a solvent airbrush, and you'll have the best of both worlds. But for an absolute beginner or a seasoned airbrusher, 20 quid, guys. I mean, it works. It's a decent brush. We'll get some more paint, chuck a little bit more paint down it. And straight out the bottle, not a problem at all. It's a comfortable brush to work with. As I say, even if you're experienced and you just want to get it and you want another brush just to drop some paint in, even if you're doing backgrounds on a portrait and you want another brush, this will get you the paint down nicely. It really will. It works. So that's my review on the AB-130a, guys. 20 quid. Even if you're buying it for someone for Christmas to get them into airbrushing, your nephew, whoever, it's worth the punt. It really is. Not bad brush at all. It works. And as I say, I'll do them little tests for you once this goes at the front end with the washer, because I'm blasting thinners through it again. We'll see how long it lasts. I'll do an update video and then we'll exchange it for a PTFE like solvent proof front end, and that will make that even better then, because I can use it for solvents, and I'll gladly use that for solvents painting. Brilliant little brush. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, click that subscribe, press that notification. I will drop a link in the description, guys, and it will show you the rest of the range of these, because they do some more as well, some little expensive ones to this, got Mac valves on and things. But as a budget starting out for the fine spray for 20 quid, win-win. Thanks for watching, see you in the next one.